I'm Peter Hansens,
I'm Peter Wang.
and we're here to present a project that we feel will help newly arrived Chinese integrate better in the Canadian mosaic. Peter?
Oh yeah, I think it will be popular to the new immigrants from mainland China.
All right. And let us begin by Peter offering a very brief disclaimer.
The motivation behind this is we wanted to set up a bridge to let people know each other. We are not representing any political group or religious group. We also just to exchange our perspectives on mutually interested topics, and we don't represent any commercial group or any business firm.
Exactly. So we are not affiliated with any government group. Our comments and opinions are strictly our own, and we are just using this avenue as a way to help people integrate better in the Canadian mosaic. So having said that, let's take a few minutes to introduce ourselves. And Peter, would you like to introduce yourselves to the audience?
Sure. I'm still thinking myself pretty new to Canada compared with those people who are born in Canada or immigrated much earlier than I did. I so far spent a little bit less than 9 years in Canada within two separate periods. I landed here dating back 19 years ago, and I spent 5 years in the first period. Then I returned to Shanghai to look after my family members, my senior parents, and then I came back 3 years ago. So altogether, I only spent less than 9 years in Canada. So that's why I call myself still a kind of quasi-new immigrants, even not precisely compared to those recently newcomers.
Good, good. Well, you're still a bit on a learning curve, but that's fine. It's a great way to learn a country. My name is Peter Hansens, born in Canada. I'm first generation Canadian. My parents immigrated to Canada from Europe after the Second World War, and I met Peter and Don, who's behind the camera, at UBC for a conference on democracy and the social sciences, and we met near Martha Piper Circle at UBC, where there was a statue of the goddess of liberty, I believe she's called, which was the 30th anniversary of Tiananmen Square. And at that point, Peter and Don happened to be there, and we talked about what happened at Tiananmen Square 30 years ago. And Peter approached me and said, well, why don't you join us and give a talk at one of the halls at UBC on the following Tuesday, which I did, on my impressions of China coming from a Canadian perspective. And Peter, I'm sure you'd like to add a few comments on that?
Yes, I remember clearly the afternoon I met you on the UBC campus in front of a group of people who are celebrating the 30 years anniversary of Tiananmen Square in front of the Statue of Liberty. Not real one, but like I say, duplicate of those image of Statue of Liberty. Our conversation started there, then leads us to the further discussion about mutually interested topics, which we can share to our audience today.
Exactly. And what I want to carry over to our audience is that we in the West saw a lot of hope in the movement that came out of Tiananmen Square. we were hoping that it was a game changer in the history of China. And hopefully, what is happening in Hong Kong might prove to be a game changer for mainland China moving forward. I think you would agree on that, Peter?
Of course, yeah, I think so. And yeah, China has changed dramatically ever since the so-called Tiananmen Square 30 years ago. But the recent, what happened in Hong Kong also symbolizes the further change or future change in China, which I think even greater than what we saw 30 years ago in Beijing.
Right. When we put together the various topics that we will be talking about, of course, those topics are down in print, but we can deviate from those topics and talk about what we would term as hot news items.